What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Conor Benn. Conor Benn has broken his silence after reports emerged claiming that the British boxer has failed a second drug test before the one that caused the cancellation of his October 8th clash with Chris Eubank Jr. In a statement posted on his Instagram story, he wrote, "I hope the apology is as loud as the disrespect." Okay. According to the Daily Mail, an investigation, of course, has been launched into a suspected second drug test for the same banned substance, clomiphene. The fertility drug is primarily used to treat infertile women who can't ovulate. But when used by men, it can act as a testosterone booster and drugs masker, banned in all mainstream sports, of course. And let me counterpunch. Let's look at the statement. I hope the apology is as loud as the disrespect. I mean, apology for what? That's the question you ask yourself. You know, if he's innocent, the apology should be warranted, But understand, this is the public, this is the media, this is life, this is how people are. You're really guilty until proven innocent. That's real talk. And I think that if Conor Benn is innocent, God bless him. If he's guilty, God bless him. Because I think the most important thing about this whole ordeal is what's true and what isn't. Okay? Because we have to know what's real. I don't want to hear nothing any longer that's covered up. Because that's the first thing that made Conor Benn look suspect. Why? Because when he tested positive, no one said shit. And I think both sides were quiet because of the amount of money that was involved. I mean, these are millions of pounds that were involved between two guys and two parties. And I think out of respect and out of desire to want that money, Team Eubank didn't say anything. And in fact, his dad is more worried about the weight issue than the drug is. He's calling Conor a clean fighter, if you guys don't know. I haven't covered that, so here you go. He says, I think Conor is a clean fighter, and I think the guys that were over him in strength and conditioning were giving him this stuff. Well, if that's the case, Tony Sims and a lot of other guys got to go. And then if that's the case, he has to be responsible for turning their ass in. He can't sink with the ship of the people that helped him or tried to sink him and put a hole in the boat. Okay? He has to let them know that, hey, this is what happened. I have no idea what they were giving me. I trusted them. I paid them. And that's what they're supposed to do. I didn't know that this was that and this, that. But he has to come out with it. That would be his only out in the situation, because if you had already a first failed drug test that happened earlier this year and nobody had anything to say about it, that's the problem. So this, hey, let's hoard information and keep it away from people, that's not the way to run this. The way to run this is to let everything out in the open. Just like his father claimed him to be, or to be that person that hits things head on. Well, obviously not, because no one knew anything about that first test. So that makes people very suspicious of what you had going on then. That just makes it look worse, because you're hiding stuff. You're not a person that faces anything. It's something that's covered up. And I'm sure, I am pretty sure, if Conor Benn is guilty of taking performance-enhancing drugs, I know at this point, since the first test no one heard shit about, and the second test it took us 3 weeks to find out about, it's a lot bigger than him. The issue is a lot bigger than him. The problem is a lot bigger than him. Unfortunately, it may be him that takes the hot seat. Okay? He'll take the heat. Why? Because If it was higher up for the people that protected them, they don't want to know that. But everybody, of course, needs an explanation to know what happened to you in this failed drug test. And it's the same thing. So it looks bad, and for him just saying that, well, I hope the apology, I hope he's innocent. I hope that the apology is as loud as the disrespect, but more than likely it won't. Because unfortunately, negativity shines louder than positivity, depending on the audience. So let's say, for example, a lot of normal or typical, should I say, boxing channels here in America, they're going to parade this like, hey, yeah, see, I told you. Because there is a battle between East and West. Make no mistake about it. And especially since he's on Matchroom. Matchroom is a huge promotional company that is under investigation due to the fighters that worked under that particular promotional company. So it's people that are going to lavish and celebrate in Conor Benn failing a test because Conor Benn, of course, represents Matchroom. Okay, so yeah, so I doubt the apology will be ever allowed as the disrespect, because the disrespect is the thing that they are looking forward to, not the apology, because the apology has to come from when his name is cleared, but that remains to be seen. But what do I think about the statement? It's short, it's somewhat bold, but it's somewhat incomplete, because you're not saying anything. If you got a lot of lawyers around it, more than likely you can't, just like Dillian White couldn't in these things, but it just shows you, be careful who you scold, because you could end up in that same situation. So before you judge anyone, make sure that anyone is not you, but it's just best not to judge anyone anyway, so you're not held accountable, just like Conor Benn has been. You guys tell me what you think of Conor Benn's statement. Of course, please subscribe. You guys been Counterpunch. Peace!